Hey, what's going on, guys? Today I got a little bit of a different video for you. I wanted to go over the 7 items that I believe would vastly improve various aspects of Temtem. Now, disclaimer, Temtem's a great game, don't get me wrong, but it does have some frustrating aspects to it right now. Some are the result of its early access nature, while others may be intentional to sort of add grind to the game. I'm not too sure, but I thought it'd be fun to share some of my thoughts and see what you guys have to say about certain items you might think would or would not be a good addition. The items I've chosen here are concepts not too unfamiliar for those of you who have played other Monster Tamer games, but nevertheless, I do think Temtem needs these items to make the game more enjoyable. Anyways, with all that being said, let's jump right in. Now, in no particular order, my first item on this list is a trait swapper. Now, the ability to swap your traits exists in the Pokemon franchise, and if I'm not mistaken, it costs about 200 battle points for an ability swap, which is pretty expensive compared to other items. That's sort of what I'm thinking could happen here. Now, I know before people start saying there is a DNA strand that guarantees the ability to pass down, but that doesn't really help if you ended up with 2 parents with the wrong trait, now does it? It's extremely frustrating to get 2 parents with 5 SVs after being gender locked 8 million times, only to get a 7 SV10 with a wrong and otherwise useless trait. Especially if, like I said, all 3 of the Tems, the child and both parents, have that wrong trait. Now, you also have to keep in mind that the DNA strand for passing down traits also takes up one of your Tem's slots, so if you want to make effective use of it and still maintain your 7 SVs, you'll breed the 7 SV Tem, the child, with the 5 SV Tem, the parent, and put a Vigor, Immunity, or Mighty DNA strand on the 7 SV one, and again, the engineered one on the other Tem that has the right trait. The engineered DNA strand is a great idea in concept, but definitely has its limitations. In terms of balance, my thought is to sort of make the trait swapper also available in the same location for purchase, but perhaps make it more expensive than the engineered DNA strands, perhaps something like 20k. That way the engineered strand still has its purpose, but the trait swap is like a more expensive last resort. The next, and I'm sure a lot of people will agree on me, is a teleporter. I see this item as being a direct parallel to that of the Fly HM from Pokemon. Perhaps there could be a hotkey for it or something. Basically, I want to be able to pick a Temporium on the map and instant travel to it, including the stands. I'm sure this item is planned for the future, but as of right now, it's incredibly frustrating to have to take a ship to, let's say, Dennis, and then having to travel all the way south through Brickle Damar just to get to Psy Park. You'll get tons of wild battles on the way, and it's just annoying. Before anyone says it's an MMO and it's supposed to be grindy, that's not grind, it's frivolous walking. But yeah, the ability to fast travel would definitely be appreciated. The next item is a Fertility telomere hack. Now, this item is going to be somewhat controversial, so let me explain before I get my head chomped off. I know the whole point in Fertility is so that the game has a healthy economy and whatnot. The way I see this Fertility hack working is that it gives you 1 Fertility above what you already have, but it'll either be really rare or only available through free Tem. If they make it a very high tier free Tem reward, like once in a while, it shouldn't really hurt the trading economy. And it would definitely have to be extremely rare, but I think it's a good addition and perhaps worth using on those Lumas or 7 SV Tems. The next one on my list is a Lucky Egg equivalent. Basically, a Lucky Egg, for those of you who don't know, is something that doubles your XP that you're gained. It's from Pokemon. I can see this item sort of being available in the end game just for grinding purposes. Perhaps they want to keep the main story a little more balanced, so this item could be something that you get to level up your Tems to the max level later. Currently, the endgame training isn't terrible, but I think when it comes to grinding levels for the sake of maxing a Tem's level out, items that double your XP are extremely useful. After taking the time to breed and TV train your Temtem, the last thing you want to do is sit and grind for levels longer than you might have to. The next one on my list here is a Versus Seeker equivalent. It doesn't necessarily have to function in the exact same way as the Versus Seeker from Pokemon, but basically the ability to re-challenge various tamers and perhaps even dojo leaders would allow for more to do in the early access post-game. They could also have it so it requires real time to be used again, much like the egg hatching method. So the next 2 items I have could be items or just features. That's why I kind of separated them here, but nevertheless, I think they'd be great, and in the first one's case, a much needed addition to the game. So the first item I have here is a PC box upgrade chip. I imagine this item being something like a key item that you can turn on and off. Some people don't like having 30 empty boxes and to have to travel through all of them, maybe if they have certain things sectioned off in certain places, whatever. So perhaps this item can either be used to expand or decrease your PC's capacity to your liking. Something like a customizable enhancer. I find that 10 boxes really isn't enough, and I'm always running low on space. I don't know if this item I'm talking about will ever be a thing, but one thing is for sure, we need a lot more boxes, which I'm sure will come, but as of right now, it's really frustrating. And the last item I have on this list is an extra Tem card holder. So this thing comes kind of in the same vein as the last one, but is less important, more of a convenience. So I could see them having something like a Tem card slot in your bag, kind of like a quiver in Legend of Zelda where you can upgrade it. Perhaps holding 99 of each Tem card is like the base quote-unquote quiver, and you can upgrade it to have like 2 99 slots or 3 or 4 or whatever. Now the first thing people are going to say is, well, why would you want to hold like 400 Tem cards? And the answer is efficiency. The less time I need to spend surfing from Kakama-sen out to the store, the better. Anyways, guys, so those were sort of the 7 items that I'd like to see that would, in my opinion, improve Temtem overall. Let me know what kind of items you'd like to see implemented into the game, or perhaps you disagree with some of the items I've listed. Let me know in the comments below either way. Also, make sure to like and subscribe for more Temtem content, and until next time, peace.